Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it. You already know. Like Wack with some bad habits on Paru. Bye, bye. This one's tricky. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I appreciate all the support, man. I'm very humbled. Wack 100, right? Woo! Wee. Like a motherfucking cop car, right? Ooh, literally. You know, I came across something on the internet that blew my mind. Now, I've had interactions with Wack 100. We all know that. There's been some unsavory words back and forth, right? A little bit of a disrespectful conversation we had. And I have no hatred towards that man. That man is going to do what that man does, and he's going to get all the hate and all the love that he gets. And it doesn't really change what I got going on. It never changes my rhythm. I'm like El DeBarge. I got the rhythm of the night, homie. You know what I mean? So let him do what he does. But... and I say but. And when I say but, I don't say bubble butt 100, but I say but. There was a video, and you could tell, and I got the video right here, the clip. Banana peels, right? When this man slipped, you could see it in his eyes. You could see it in his cara de papa. You could see it in his mascara. You could see it in his face. Damn. Brother, I done fucked up on Paru, right? Yeah, he done fucked up. He had a federal agent's badge in his wallet. Now, of course, some people are going to say it was for prop purposes. Maybe he was filming a movie. Maybe it was for a music video. You know, according to Wack 100, when he was called on it, he said, and I know Nina Boy did an exclusive video on it, man. Shout out to Nina Boy, man. He dropped a banger. Make sure you guys tap into that, right? But he said that, oh, he has family and law enforcement, and they gave it to him. So he just has a badge in his wallet, walking around LA with a badge in his wallet like it ain't no thing because his family gave it to him. Man, if that ain't the biggest excuse in the world I ever heard. Look, there's been a lot of people that said Wack 100 was into cop police activity. Whether you believe that's true or not, whether that holds bearing in your life, I don't know. But he talked a lot of shit about your boy. Right? He said a lot of things. He called me a dropout. He called me, you know, it is what it is. He called me a punk. He talked about my mama, right? He disrespected my moms. He disrespected my family. He disrespected my life. Meanwhile, the whole time he was doing that, he had a badge in his wallet. Look, I know that when when Blue Devil called him Officer Wack 100, and he said, "You calling me a rat? You calling me a rat, oh, Barbara, I'll beat your ass," right? And that fool got all scared and shit. He was right. The dude is copish, right? Now, whether he's really working with law enforcement, and there's a lot of people that believe that, you know, if you go to the Nina Boy video, he talks about a case where Wack 100 and his brother were caught with several firearms, and Wack 100 was able to, he wiggled. I don't know how he fit his butt through that ring, but he was able to wiggle up out of that situation. And from that point on, people were very explosive. They were very skeptical about Wack 100 and his willings and dealings with people. There's been a lot of people that says he got the tapes, especially Wack. He knows all the information before everybody. Now, whether that's just hard work or law enforcement work, either way, it's work, right? But for a man to be sitting there talking shit about other men that live that lifestyle, that were in the gang mix, that were really doing that, whether they're active or non-active, and what, you're mad at me because I'm not a gang member no more? Come on now, bro. I ain't never had one of these in my wallet. Trip out on this.
What made you think it was Wacko that told him that, though? Told him that, Joe. Told him that, Joe.
Because his statement in the motherfucking his statement there, nigga. Why would you go up there a day after I get a chain and have Snoop give it to you and you say ain't no paperwork on your name, nigga? Why would you do that, bro? You could have just went up there.
It was at that moment Wack 100 realized that he done went and fucked up, right? Sitting in the evidence room with a badge. Look, I don't know if it was a real one, but it obviously is, because Wack 100 doubled down and said, hey, it was just a badge by one of his cousins or his family members, and they gave it to him. You know, I don't know, maybe as a Medal of Honor. Maybe they said, you know what? Hey, you're doing more police work than we are. Shit, you're better at it here. You know, either way, Wack 100 is walking around the Los Angeles streets with a badge on him. Now, that ain't gangster, homie. You know, again, can people be taking it wrong? Just because you have a badge in your wallet, you hang around with no jumper where people are constantly getting incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? I know Big U's in this motherfucker like, damn, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Oh, boy, got a badge. Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying? If you didn't know about it, you know about it now. This is what happens in social media, man, when you're slipping. And he done opened up his wallet and his motherfucking last will and testament fell out. And so, or his last will and testified fell out. You know, Wack 100 can be considered a lot of things: obnoxious, an asshole, a gangster. You know, people have a different opinion of him when they meet him. Me, I've always said Wack 100 was a mastermind. And the reason I say that, now I don't care for him, but he is definitely a mastermind when it comes to this YouTube shit, social media. His creation game is on point. He disrespects to a certain point and then doubles back and then shows love, and then disrespects again and then shows love. But at the end of the day, man, there's no hiding this. That right there is that's Officer Wack. Okay? And look, and I'm not scared, Blue Devil. I don't have to look at the paperwork. It's right there. It's not in black and white. It's in gold and blue. Okay? That man had a badge in his wallet. And whether he's walking around working with law enforcement and helping them to incarcerate the violators of the law, it sure is fishy, right? Now, me and Wack 100 have a little bit of a history. And so people are going to take it out of context and say, oh, Gun, you're so happy. You were waiting for a minute like this. I'm not telling you guys nothing you guys shouldn't have already known. You can't read between the lines. When a man knows every single person's business, right? When people are consistently, and I mean consistently, let me do it in slow motion, consistently getting locked up in the same area he's at. I mean, come on, any person that he gets into it with, Loose Cannon, gone. Brick Baby, gone. You know what I'm saying? Big U, you're out of there, buddy. Right? Anybody, Crip Mac, oh man, I fuck with cuz. Oh, you don't want to sign to my label? Gone. Blueface, yeah, you fuck with me, man. Oh man, Christian got a big ol' ass. Gone. Right? It's like, look, the incarceration game is upped when you go that way. If you go around Wack 100, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have cuffs on you. And I'm not saying he's the reason or he's telling, you know, because we don't know that. That's putting words into his mouth that he'll speak on. But I will say that it's pretty fishy, man, that this man was caught with a whole badge and nothing but a badge. So help him God. Right? That's a right reader right there. That's the right reader. You know what I'm saying? Have you been read your rights? Yeah. I have the right to get the fuck away from Wack 100 because that fool has a badge in his wallet. And there goes Snoopy. He was talking to Snoopy Badass, man, when he was exposed, right? And Snoopy Badass, you know, Snoopy Badass like, yeah, the paperwork blood on power, the paperwork blood, right? Snoopy, calm down, bro, before you get your ass locked up fucking with that cat. Look, the history of Wack 100 and myself stems from me doing videos back in the days and Wack 100 doing what he always does and acting like he doesn't remember certain situations. You know, does he have a little bit of hatred towards Mexicans? There's been some of that, you know, more aimed directed at the Southsiders, right? So I kind of voiced my opinion on it and said Wack can do whatever Wack wants to do. He doesn't have to like anyone. And I agree with that. You don't have to like anybody. You don't have to hate everybody for no reason, but you don't have to like them. And him not wanting to work with Southsiders or do business with them because he knows what it comes with, I thought that was mastermindful and I thought that was intelligent. You know, stay away from what can cause injury and drama. You know, but when I see Wack 100 going at his own peoples and consistently always having this paperwork and always knowing the insides and the outs, it's like, come on, man. And we've caught him in several lies. I mean, come on now, man. Do you remember when Adam called him out? When Adam got interrogated by the feds behind the whole Big U situation, right? In the no jumper situation. We remember that. You remember that? Remember? And he went to his town. They went to his house. Remember, Wack 100 immediately went to fucking Instagram or whatever social media platform it was, and he was saying, yeah, man, they got my boy locked up, but it's cool, man. I'm about to send the lawyer down there, and I'm going to bail him out. I'm going to do this and that. He wasn't even locked up. They were just talking to him for a second or two. And remember, Adam said, man, why you tell everyone on social media, man, that you were sending the lawyers and this and that? You know, Wack was trying to act like he's tough. Remember, he's still trying to get Keefy D out. We'll see when that happens, right? But Blueface too, right? But all this shit that he was saying, and when he called him out, Wack was like, oh, man, but that was the most viewed live we got, right? So it's not weird or crazy to say that he'll say some bullshit just to get views and all that. He'll do it, right? And people just, whatever Wack 100 says is 100. Well, the reason why it's 100 is because he does know some good information. And why? Because of this.
What made you think it was Wacko that told him that, though?
Because his statement in the motherfucking his statement there, nigga. Why would you go up there a day after I get a chain and have Snoop give it to you and you say ain't no paperwork on your name, nigga? Why would you do that, bro? You could have just went up there.
So that goes to show you that it's crazy that Wack 100 is sitting there talking about statements and pulls a badge out, right? And realizes at that exact moment, like, damn, blood. And you know what I mean? Shout out to the Bloods, man. Woo! That dude Wack 100 right there, bro, get you fucking caught up. You know, and again, man, it can be taken out of context. Maybe, just maybe what he's saying is the truth. You know, maybe he just has bad luck. I don't know. But my antennas and my gut is telling me stay as far away from Wack 100 as possible, because I don't like how I don't care. I don't like how handcuffs feel. I'm good, bro. It's just, I don't know. It's just something about handcuffs I'm not really into. I've never admired them or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they put them on tight. I bet you Wack 100 puts the cuffs on tight too. Well, he looks like one of the assholes that puts them on tight. So between Wack 100 and 600, you know, we don't call him 600 anymore. We call him round one. You know what I'm saying? 15 seconds in, we call him the island boy, right? You know what I'm saying? I quit. My stomach hurts. You hit me hard in my stomach. How about that motherfucker 600? Since we're speaking about dudes that have badges, you know, he showed a badge. That motherfucker got hit in his stomach and yelled at the referee, man, he hit me in my stomach. That's illegal. That's boxing. How the fuck are you going to get hit in the stomach, take a knee, and talk about that was an illegal punch? Motherfucker, he just broke your rib. Ain't nothing illegal about that. You know what I'm saying? Ask De La Hoya. His shit from Bernard Hopkins is still aching. I'm just saying, right? Back to the badges. Wack 100 did have an official, like a referee's whistle badge. And there's a lot of content creators, Nina Boy, for example, saying that he believes that Wack 100 has been working with the federal government for years, that he sold his soul, and that his whole thing in life is to, you know, bring out the truths, and the truth shall set Wack free, right? They shall set him free. Whether he is or he isn't, that's a cold blow to the streets, man. The people that actually go on No Jumper and that fuck with him, and that, oh, Wack's a solid dude, man. He's in songs called Wack 100 to set it up. Now that means that takes new meaning. You know what I'm saying? Remember that song Lavish D did? Where's Waldo on Mozzie? He said, call Wack 100, tell him to set it up. Lavish, you don't want that brother to set it up. That's why Lavish D didn't want to go on No Jumper. He said, fuck that. They setting brothers up around that camp, right? Man, all I got to say is, you know, the best. I know that we beefed in the back. You know, my internet's fucking up a little bit, but I'm still here. I know we beefed a little bit in the past, man, and I never took it really serious. You know, I never took it really serious, man. He disrespected me. I disrespected him. I'm going to continue to stay in my lane and do my thing, man. No disrespect to, but I'm having fun with it, right? You got caught with a badge, bro. It doesn't happen every day, but it happened. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think. Do you think he's cold busted? Do you think everything everyone has ever said about Wack 100 being an informant and working with law enforcement is true? Or do you believe Wack? Do you believe that, you know, his family member, his law enforcement family member, out of the graciousness of their heart, decided as memorabilia to give him a badge. Do you believe a gang member from a hardcore neighborhood that's been locked up in prison on the level 4 yards, that's rolling around LA, punking people, beating people up, ducking that J Diggs fade? But do you believe that this guy was given a badge by his family member just because? That's his story. I'll let him tell it. We're going to go ahead and say thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. Before we go, let's look at the badge one more time. Just once more. One more, Wack. One time for your mind. Oh, power!
What made you think it was Wacko that told him that though? Told him that though. Told him that though.
Because nigga, his statement in the motherfucking his statement there, nigga. Why would you go up there a day after I get a chain and have Snoop give it to you and you say ain't no paperwork on your name, nigga? Why would you do that, bro? You could have just went up there.
In the words of Wack 100, that's cold-blooded. Got him.